Right now, the WNBA is dealing with one of the most tense and complicated off-court battles it's faced in years. And it all comes down to money, power, and one huge question. Who actually deserves the biggest share of the league's success? Fans are split, owners are holding their ground, and players are saying they've had enough of just being grateful to be here. And running through all of it is a pretty brutal argument you're seeing all over social media, that the WNBA's modern profits are being driven mostly by one single superstar and one team, not by the entire league. This is all happening in the middle of the ongoing collective bargaining agreement negotiations between the league and the WNBA, the players' union. And to be completely honest, it's getting ugly. The players recently put forward a revised proposal for the next CBA. On paper, they weren't asking for total control of the league or something outrageous. They were asking for what they believe is a more fair slice of the revenue they help generate, along with a higher salary cap, so teams can actually pay players closer to what their market value should be. But when that proposal landed on the league's desk, the response was blunt, unrealistic. Not long after that, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert sent back the league's own counteroffer. And that's when things really blew up online. Fans, analysts, and even casual observers started weighing in, and a lot of people were not impressed with what the league was offering. At the center of the dispute are two numbers: the salary cap and revenue sharing. The union is asking for a salary cap just under $9.5 million per team, along with a 25% share of league revenue. That doesn't mean players get 25% profit. It means 25% of revenue, similar in spirit to what we see in other major sports, where players typically get somewhere around half of the revenue. So even what they're asking for would still be below the standard in men's leagues. The league's counter? A cap of about $5.65 million and a 15% revenue share. Those two positions are not just a small disagreement. That's a huge gap. It shows how far apart the two sides are and why nobody has been able to move this thing forward. The players see themselves as the product. The league and the owners behind it see themselves as the ones taking the major financial risk. And in the middle of that clash are the fans, who are now watching this all play out in real time. You can feel the frustration from every direction. Some WNBA fans are furious with the league for lowballing the players, especially at a time when interest in women's basketball has never been higher. Others are turning their fire on the players and on the union leadership, accusing them of being too greedy and try to cash out on momentum that they believe isn't sustainable. The anger isn't just aimed at the numbers in the proposal. It's become personal. There are people outright saying the players don't deserve much more because the league as a whole still isn't wildly profitable. One fan on X, formerly Twitter, summed up that harsh viewpoint in a single line: the WNBA players deserve 100% of league profits. That comes to a total of $0. It's a brutal, sarcastic way of saying they believe the league isn't truly making money yet. So there shouldn't even be a conversation about bigger shares. Another person commented that they understand where the league is coming from, arguing that most of the WNBA's attendance and TV ratings right now are being driven primarily by a single player and one team. They didn't have to name her. Everyone knows who they mean: Caitlin Clark. And then a third fan, taking an even more analytical approach, laid out what a lot of owners and executives are likely thinking behind closed doors. They pointed out that WNBA owners view the current situation as risky because, in their eyes, there's only one good revenue-generating player and one player who draws big ratings. According to that fan, teams aren't going to rush into a long-term, high-commitment deal on revenue sharing when so much of the current financial bump comes from one-star rookie. They even claim that multiple teams are getting 50 to 75% of their home gate from just 2 games featuring Caitlin Clark's team. Whether you agree with that argument or not, that mindset explains a lot about why the league is being so cautious. From the ownership side, they're thinking, what happens if injury hits or interest cools, or the next wave of stars doesn't move the needle the same way? Do we really want to lock ourselves into a system where we're guaranteeing players a much bigger cut, based on a spike that might not last? On the other side of the table, the players are saying, isn't this exactly the moment when we should be talking about a fairer deal? Interest is up. Viewership is growing. Social media engagement is through the roof. Jersey sales and ticket sales are surging. If not now, when? This is where a lot of fans start throwing around the word greedy. They see the players asking for more money, more benefits, more control, and they immediately assume entitlement. But if you actually listen to what many of the players have been saying, you realize they're not only fighting for fatter paychecks. Yes, salaries matter. Nobody's pretending otherwise. But these negotiations also cover things like better facilities, improved health care and retirement plans, support around family planning and pregnancy, and more realistic travel standards. For years, WNBA players were expected to accept cramped travel, uneven resources, and limited benefits because they were told they were lucky to even have a professional league at all. That attitude is exactly what they're pushing back against now. One area where there has been at least some progress is housing. The union went into these talks asking for continued housing support, especially for younger players at the beginning of their careers, while phasing that out as salaries went up for higher-earning veterans. The league did agree, to a point. They've committed to guaranteeing housing through the 2026 season, and then gradually tapering those benefits through 2028. So there's some compromise happening, but on the big, defining issues, revenue sharing and the salary cap, both sides are dug in. In the middle of this, one player stepping up publicly has been Los Angeles Sparks forward Cameron Brink. She's one of the rising faces of the league, and someone who understands both the business side and what it feels like to be on the player side of that negotiating table. In a recent interview with ESPN, Brink didn't go into all the nitty-gritty details of the CBA, but she did focus on something that might end up being just as important: the fans. She said that, with how complicated and layered the situation is, one of the biggest things supporters can do right now is keep standing behind the players and make it clear that they're not out of line for asking for more. Her message was simple but powerful. She talked about how, as women, they're often made to feel guilty or selfish for wanting higher pay, better treatment, or stronger benefits. There's this unspoken expectation that they should just be grateful the league exists at all, that they should smile, play, and not rock the boat. Brink pushed back hard on that, saying it's vital to know your worth, and that the players know we're worth more. That right there's the heart of this fight. From a player's perspective, they look around and see the energy around women's basketball exploding. College women's games have been breaking viewership records. The WNBA is suddenly a constant talking point on major sports shows. Clips are going viral daily. Fans are traveling to road games just to see certain players. And yet, when it comes time to negotiate, they're being told that their expectations are unrealistic. From the league side, they're pointing at the books and saying, yes, things are getting better, but we're not rolling in billions. They're worried about sustainability. They're worried about making big promises based on what could end up being a short window of peak interest. They're looking at numbers, margins, and long-term commitments. They know that for some teams, those Caitlin Clark games are making an enormous difference. They also know they can't predict exactly how long that effect will last or how widely it will spread. And that's where that one player driving the league argument becomes such a flashpoint. On one level, it's just cold business. If one person is driving most of the spike, that's risky to build a whole financial structure around. On another level, it's incredibly disrespectful to the rest of the players who've been building this league for years before Caitlin ever arrived, and who are also benefiting from and contributing to this surge in popularity. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Caitlin Clark is absolutely a massive ratings and revenue driver. There's no denying that. But she's playing in a league that already had decades of work behind it, from legends to current stars, and she's facing other elite players who are part of what makes those games worth watching. The product is all of them. The system may be spotlighting one person right now, but it doesn't function without the group. That's what makes these negotiations so complicated. The owners are looking at risk. The union is looking at fairness. Fans are looking at the product and choosing sides based on their view of what's deserved. Cameron Brink and other players are making it clear that, for them, these talks are about respect as much as money. It's about finally being treated like full professionals, not like an experiment that could collapse at any moment. It's about knowing that as the league grows, they won't be the last ones to see any of the benefit. The timing also raises the stakes. With the 2026 season approaching, this isn't something that can drag on forever. The agreement they eventually reach is going to shape what women's professional basketball looks like for years to come. It will affect how teams build rosters, how much talent stays in the WNBA instead of going overseas, how younger players view the league as a long-term career, and whether future stars see the WNBA as their dream destination or just one option among many. If the players feel shortchanged, you could see more tension, more public calling out of the league, and a constant cloud over what should be a golden growth period. If the owners feel pushed into a deal they think is too rich, you could see them tighten spending in other areas or pull back on investments that help the league grow. Neither side wants to be blamed for slowing down the momentum. That's why, when Cameron Brink talked about the importance of fan support, she's not just saying root for us. She's talking about something much bigger. Every time fans fill arenas, buy jerseys, tune into games, and show that they care about women's basketball, it strengthens the players' case that they are, in fact, driving real value. And every time those same fans publicly back the idea that the players deserve better pay, better treatment, and a fairer share, it adds pressure on the league to come closer to meeting those demands. At the same time, fan conversations about greed and value also influence how people view the players. When a big chunk of the fan base is loudly saying things like, they deserve all the profits. Oh, wait, that's zero. It makes it easier for the league to justify a conservative offer. When people constantly repeat that everything is built on one player's back, it undercuts the union's argument that this is a league-wide product. So whether fans realize it or not, their voices online and at games are part of this negotiation too. They're shaping the narrative that both sides are reacting to. Right now, we're in a standoff. The union wants a higher cap, a bigger share of revenue, better benefits, and long-term respect. The league wants to protect itself from what it sees as financial overreach, especially with so much of the current boom being credited to one rookie phenomenon. Fans are either fed up with the players, angry at the owners, or somewhere in between, just hoping this all gets resolved without hurting the on-court product. What happens between now and 2026 is crucial. If they can find a middle ground, this could be the beginning of a new era where WNBA players are finally treated closer to what they're worth, and where the league can still grow sustainably. If they can't, we could be heading into a period of real instability. For now, players like Cameron Brink are asking for one thing above all. Don't back away from them just because they're demanding more. They're saying they know their value. They're saying this is bigger than just one player, one team, or one season. It's about what women's sports look like going forward. Whether you agree with every